As a busy professional, you don't have time to wrestle with gear, lighting, or studio headaches. And honestly, you shouldn't have to. That's why successful creators choose my premium done-for-you studio service. With over 20 years dedicated to mastering pro camera and lighting techniques, and having helped hundreds of creators alongside Ed Lawrence, the mastermind behind Film Booth, I now bring you that expertise directly to you. In this video, you'll see exactly how I took my client's tiny attic room and turned it into a stunning pro-grade YouTube studio, immediately positioning them alongside the biggest names in their industry. And the best part? They didn't have to lift a finger. Meet Robin, a creator who'd mostly avoided being on camera.
Yeah, you can put that away.
Apart from a few live streams years ago. After moving into a new home, she finally decided it was time to create a dedicated, pro-looking YouTube space in her small attic room. A place where she could confidently film talking head videos and host engaging live streams. But there was one big challenge. Robin hates camera gear and lighting. She had zero interest in learning how to use any of it herself. What she needed was a trusted expert to handle everything for her, and that's exactly why she reached out to me. Step one was all about planning. Before I even thought about gear or furniture, I needed to really understand the space. Robin's attic room had a few quirks. A small footprint, a low sloping ceiling, built-in shelving that doubled as storage, a window right in the middle of one wall and a door awkwardly placed in the center of another. Now those might sound like small things, but when you're working out where to put lights, cameras, or even just a sofa or desk, they make a huge difference. So I started by drawing up a simple floor plan with accurate measurements. It gave me a clear way to visualize the space, spot problem areas early, and avoid any costly or stressful surprises later on. The biggest challenges? Definitely the slope ceiling and that built-in shelving unit. Together they cut down usable wall space, and they also make some camera angles and lighting setups a bit tricky. But instead of fighting the shape of the room, I leaned into it. The goal was to turn those limitations into part of the final design. Step 2, gear time. But not just any gear. Every piece had a clear purpose, chosen to solve problems we found during planning. And remember, Robin didn't want to think about tech or what to buy, she just wanted it to work. The camera? It's the Canon R6 Mark II. It's full frame, compact, mounted permanently and fitted with a dummy battery. No setups, no battery swaps, just power it on and film. Paired with a 35mm f1.8 lens, it's perfect for tight spaces and it gives that cinematic background blur. The all-important audio, the Sennheiser MKE600, boomed overhead, powered by a single battery, straight into camera. Clean sound, no syncing, no clutter. Lighting was tricky with the slope ceiling, but the fix? Stubby C-stands. Lifesavers. The main light was the Amaran 200X with a lantern softbox. Soft, flattering, super forgiving. The hair light, the Amaran P60X. Compact, powerful, bi-colour, and tucked out the way. And the window, blacked out with Velcro mounted fabric. Instant control over the light. Everything here was chosen to be hassle-free, clean looking, and ready to go. Robin just has to flip a switch, hit record with a cup of tea in her hand. Step 3 is bringing it all together. And remember, Robin hasn't had to think about a single detail in this process. We've handled everything behind the scenes. Using the floor plan from step 1 as our guide, I started roughly positioning the gear. Final tweaks come later once everything else feels right in the space. First up, the camera. Canon R6 35mm lens, dummy battery, all mounted on a solid tripod, ready to go. Then the sofa, moved roughly into position so we could build the rest of the setup around it. For audio, I used a long extension arm on one of the stubby C-stands to boom the mic overhead. Clean, out of shot, and with the cable neatly run along the stand for a tidy look. The hair light, an Amaran P60X with a softbox and grid, set up in seconds. It's positioned opposite the key light to cast a subtle rim on Robin's shadow side and help her stand out from the background. Then came the main light, again using a stubby C-stand with an extension arm to bring it in close without eating up valuable floor space. The lantern softbox couldn't be easier. Push down, it clicks into place, and you're done. Now let me show you how it's all coming together. Here's a quick walkthrough of the space and how everything's positioned before we dive into lighting the scene. Okay, so day 2, we have the sofa in position. Temporarily, we have our main key light set up on a nice extension arm so we can get the stand far away from the kind of floor space and positioned where we kind of want it. The microphone is on another C-stand, and with the longer extension arm gets the microphone dead center to the sofa and just out of head height, so when we're framed with the shot, it's going to not show any microphone. Yeah, we got the lead plugged in to the microphone, going all along the C-stand, back down, and going into the camera. And then we've got our hair light again on another C-stand, taller one this time, and we can get that high up out of frame in the right position there, just so it's out of shot, but still going to cause a nice bit of hair light. There is one big issue though, and that issue is our window. Look at that. We are completely blown out. That is what's going to help us get that window black so we can then control the lighting completely how we need. And so now with this stuff on the window, very lightweight, just with some Velcro, we have completely blacked this room out. Yeah, it's a tiny sliver, but that is not going to be causing any issue. I've had to turn the light on because it's so dark without it. With the door closed, this is how dark it becomes. Step 4 is testing and tweaking the lighting. This is where the lighting plan comes to life, and we start fine-tuning. First, I used myself as a stand-in to get the rough settings dialed in, balancing the key light against the hair light. With the light on, we can then dial in our settings. We're going to go for 5600. Obviously, that's the daylight colour. We may tweak it down to like 5400 or something, just to kind of get a bit more flesh tone back in, but we'll start with 5600 and see how it looks on camera. Power, well, we don't know yet until we get a subject in shot, so let's just put it at 30% and just see how that looks with a person in shot. But to really get it right, Robin finally had to come and brave the camera. That way I could tweak everything while seeing exactly how the light hit her on screen. One of the best features of using a bi-colour main light is flexibility. We could warm up the tone slightly to make the lighting feel more cozy and client-friendly because, let's be honest, no one wants a giant clinical white blob blasting in their face. Then by adjusting the white balance in camera, we brought everything back to a clean, natural look. Okay, so test shot in action with Robin, and what we've decided on is to make this light slightly warmer tone. That's why we've gone for a bi-colour, and that allows Robin to sit more comfortably with not having a bright white globe in her face. Now she's got something that's a bit more cozy lighting. And but what we can do, we can adjust the white balance in camera to counteract that warm tone, so we can get back to more of a natural look without Robin having to suffer during the filming. I also like to isolate each light when making final adjustments. So with the main light off, I focused just on the hair light, check exactly what it was hitting and how it shaped the shot. The bi-colour control on that light let us match the vibe we were creating in the background. So that rim light on Robin's head and shoulders, it looks like it actually belongs in the shot. Step 5 is styling the background. Now this final step is one of the most important parts of the process. It's where Robin gets to bring her personality, her niche, and her fun energy into the shot. With that built-in shelving grid behind her, every item needed to be placed with intention. Robin's goal? A cozy, inviting setup, where she could just film content, or just chill on the sofa with a cup of tea and her Nintendo Switch. So we started with her niche, crochet. Yarn was a must, but done tastefully. We split it into colour blocks to avoid things feeling chaotic or cluttered, and made sure to have other items in the adjacent blocks to stop any repetition. To add a bit of personality beyond crochet, I introduced this adjustable, fully customisable Govee lamp. Think electronic lava lamp meets gamer aesthetic. Subtle RGB vibes without going full cliche. Honestly, I might have one or two of these in my cart already. To balance it out, we added some adorable character lamps for a soft, cozy glow, and placed a flower lamp Robin purchased on a whim in an awkward corner by the window. It worked a treat. Adding a few plants to add some more life, a couple of her own handmade characters, and just like that, Robin's set had a signature look that feels totally her and totally different from anyone else in her niche. So Robin, this has been quite a tall order in our small space with the sloping ceilings and the extreme light coming in, but we've managed to crack it. What are your thoughts on how the studio has become?
So I love it. It's super cozy. It's like this nice little snug space, which I think suits my niche and me quite well. We've got a lot of the bright rainbow stuff and the cute things. And yeah, it's perfect. Thank you. I love it.
This is the final build. As you can see, it's a lovely cozy space for our Robin to get filming more content and doing live streams with. What are your thoughts, Robin?
I love it. I love it. Super cozy, super cute. It's kind of bright rainbows, like soft vibes. It's exactly what we wanted, really. So yeah, no, I love it.
I love it too. It's definitely got a homely feel, which I know your grannies are gonna love. And I can't wait to see Robin's live stream and her future content using this space. And hopefully, because it's all plugged in, one switch, off she goes, we're going to see more content from her. And she's the best crochet channel on the platform. Hooked by Robin. Check her out! So there you have it. A look behind the scenes at how my premium done-for-you studio builds actually work. It's a seamless, stress-free process where the only requirement from my clients is trusting the plan. From challenging attic rooms to compact box spaces, or even that room you've never known what to do with, there isn't a setup that's beyond transformation. If you're ready to stop wrestling with frustrating gear, lighting headaches, and finally step on camera confidently, it's time to level up. I genuinely believe investing in your studio space and how you show up visually is one of the smartest moves you can make for your brand and business growth.